Hi guys, welcome back to my channel.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we'll be doing a product review. We're not doing a tutorial today. And today we'll be reviewing the LA Colors Truly Matte Foundation. And on the website this foundation claims to be long wearing, full coverage and blendable. In a nutshell, that's the claims. It retails for $6 US on the LA Colors website, I think $8 US on CVS, and here in Trinidad and Tobago it's 35 TT at Wonderful World, so that's like $5 US, which is good. Okay, so that's it for the foundation deets, and before we jump into the review, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more videos from me. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Even if you didn't like it, give this video a thumbs up. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the review and see how this bad boy works. So for the review, I am going to be up close and personal with you guys. So this is my bare face. I just showered. The first thing I'm going to do before I apply that foundation is actually moisturize my skin because there's nothing on it. And for that, I'm using the Garnier Clearly Brighter Moisturizer. As usual, the packaging on everything I own is disgusting. It's just who I am. So I'm taking one pump, moisturizing it in to my skin. And for the most part, I'm not going to speed this video up because I want you guys to see how the foundation works. So, yep. Now that I'm all moisturized, I'm just going to apply some primer because that's what I usually do. And I'm using the Dr. Brandt Luminizing Primer. And I'm really just going to apply that to the area. I'm just going to apply that right here if I'm being honest, because this is where foundation tends to, I don't know, rest on my skin. And then I just pass whatever is left over on my face. I'm going to color correct, and that is also what I always do. So I'll do that now. The only place I'm color correcting is my under eye because honestly I don't think no matter how full coverage the foundation is, it would be able to cover my black eyes. I'm going to leave these blemishes and stuff to test the foundation's coverage. I'm going to do one half of my face with a beauty sponge, and this one is from Real Techniques and it's really soft. I actually quite like the sponge, so I'm sure that the sponge works great. And on the other half, I'm going to use this foundation brush from Crown Brushes. Again, I'm sure this brush works great, so nothing here would compromise the foundation. If the foundation doesn't work, it's the foundation. I'm going to give it a shake. And I'm going to pump it out on my hands for you to see. Oh, God. So that's 2 pumps. And it looks hella dark. It matched me in the store. Alright, so I'm going to do what I usually do and apply it to my entire face. And I'm not fast forwarding this part because I want you to see how it works. So as I'm applying it, it looks really dark. I feel like this is gonna end badly because it's dark. Alright, so I used 3 pumps because I just took another half pump. Okay, so I'm gonna blend out this side with the brush. Come closer. I just have to take my time around here because I have a fresh nose piercing. Okay, so right off the bat, this foundation dries really quickly. I already feel it struggling to be moved around my skin with the brush, which means it's already setting. So I'm going to take my sponge and do the other half. Ooh. And this side started to dry already. Oh, and another thing I forgot to mention is the shade range is fairly okay. Okay, so now I have on the foundation, and right off the bat, this is definitely not my color. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys what shade I was using. So I'm an NC42 in matte, and the shade that I tested is Café, which is definitely not my shade. So I feel like if you're an NC44, this would be a much better match for you. The lighter shade before this was Warm Beige, and Warm Beige was too light for me when I tested it in the store, but looking at this on my face, it kind of oxidizes a little bit, so I feel like if Warm Beige may have worked. But if I wanted to get my perfect match, I would have to buy Café and Warm Beige and mix it. And if I'm being completely honest with you guys, any foundation that I have to buy two of to get my shade, I'm not going to buy it. That's just me. I'm going to try my best to highlight my face and make it work. And I'll be back with you guys to share my thoughts. So this is what my face looks like after I've applied everything. My concealer blended well, my powders blended well, everything blended well for the most part on the foundation, on top of the foundation. And now that I'm looking at my jaw and my neck area, for the most part the foundation matches me now. But I had to do a lot of work with a lighter concealer in order to get it to match my skin tone. If I had to get the perfect shade, I would have to buy Warm Honey and mix it with this. Personally, I'm not a person who buys two foundations to get their shade. If there's no shade that matches me perfectly, I just move along. I'm actually going to do a wear test now, so I don't know if you guys could see, but it is 6:26 p.m. See, it's right there. And I'm gonna wear this foundation until midnight just to see how it holds up. For the record, I have combo skin and I can get oily in my T-zone hair, so I'm just gonna wear this for a couple of hours and we'll see how it goes. So I'll check back with you guys in a couple of hours and I'll let you guys know if I think that this really affordable foundation is worth spending money on. Back with my final check-in, and I don't know if you guys can see. Oops. It's, oh my god, it is 12:22 a.m. So I've had this foundation on for almost 6 hours now, and I feel like by the end of 6 hours you should know whether or not a foundation is working for you. So I'm just gonna grab my mirror and look at my face, and if you see eyeliner all here, it's because I totally forgot I was wearing makeup and I scratched my eye, which was terrible. Seeing that my smile line here cracked, and that's fine by me because honestly it happens with every foundation that I use. I'm seeing my smile line on this side, and that this smile line kind of doesn't really have an issue. And also I see the foundation has started to cake up and separate. So here,
Gosh, this is so close.
I'm gonna go with the cons first, and the first con is my smile lines have cracked. This con I have with this foundation is it's settling into my smile line that doesn't usually crack, and separation around my nose area. The second con for me is the shade range, and I know initially I said the shade range was okay, but the shade Café doesn't match me at all, as you guys saw when I was applying this foundation. And in order to get my shade, I'd have to purchase the shade Warm Beige, and like I said before, I'm not into mixing foundations to get my perfect shade. To make this shade work, I had to go in with a very, very, very light concealer. The last con that I have with this foundation is that it oxidizes like hell. So when I applied my foundation, I just spread the leftovers on my hand for it to dry, and this is what it has oxidized to. So now I'm just going to put back some of that original color right next to it so you can see how much it oxidized. Just to give you a measure of how much it oxidized. So I am aware that when foundations dry, they become a bit darker, but that's too much. If I did not extremely highlight my face, I would be walking around here like a burnt biscuit. Okay, so now we're moving on to the positives of this foundation. And first of all, it claims to be full coverage. And yes, it is full coverage. I didn't even need to color correct any of my blemishes, it covered it. The second claim is that it's blendable. I agree, it is blendable. However, it dries fast, so you have to work really fast with it. But even after it dried onto this side of my face, I was able to blend it out. So I would say it's blendable. And the last claim is that it is long lasting. So I would say it's reasonably long lasting because I don't look oily at all. However, it settled into my fine lines and it separated around my nose. Now for my final thought on this foundation, and I have to say, I do not recommend this foundation at all. It's a no for me because the oxidization is just unbearable. If someone truly asks me my opinion on this foundation, I don't like it. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it because it oxidizes way too much. I mean, look at this. It's so far off. The oxidization is a bit too much for me to look past, so I'm sorry, but I don't recommend this foundation. I feel like a good drugstore alternative if you're looking for an affordable option is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. It is a little more expensive than this one here in Trinidad and Tobago. It's the same price online, but you don't have to struggle to make it work. And personally, I don't believe in struggling to make products work. If it's not right, it's just not right. That brings us to the end of my first review on my channel. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so to see more videos like this. And be sure to share it with a friend. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!